Holy smokes. Look around you right now. Do you feel that? That warm, fuzzy feeling that everything is just peachy? Do you look at your brokerage account, see those green numbers, and actually trick yourself into thinking you're the next Warren Buffett? Do you think you're a genius because you bought some tech stock that's been pumped to the moon by algorithms and stock buybacks? Wake up. I need you to wake up right now. I am not here to tickle your ears. I am here to dump a bucket of liquid nitrogen on your head. Do you know what I see when I look at the charts today? Do you know what I see when I look at the macro data that the mainstream media is conveniently ignoring? I don't see a bull market. I don't see prosperity. I see a setup. I see a trap door about to swing open under your feet. I see a rug pull of biblical proportions. I see an absolute bloodbath coming down the pipe. It is going to be a slaughterhouse out there. Wall Street is standing right behind you, sharpening the scythe, and you guys, the retail sheep, the bag holders, the exit liquidity, you are just standing there counting your paper gains before the harvest. You think I'm just fear-mongering? You think I'm just another tinfoil hat-wearing guy screaming about the end of the world? Fine, go ahead and laugh. But I'm not here to lecture you on yield curve inversions or boring macroeconomic theory today. I am here to throw you a life raft before the ship goes down. I am handing you the keys to the bunker. Stop asking me, hey bro, is the S&P going to hit 6,000? That is a stupid question. When a 100-foot tsunami is barreling toward the beach, you don't ask how high the surf is, you ask if your boat is unsinkable. We are sitting on the edge of the biggest valuation bubble in history. And when this thing pops, and it will pop, I have curated a list, a survival list, the Doomsday Ark portfolio. These companies aren't here to make you a millionaire overnight. They are here to make sure you aren't living under a bridge next year. They are here to make sure that when the smoke clears and the bodies are piled up on Wall Street, you are the only one left standing. So listen up, clean the wax out of your ears, grab a pen, and write this down, because these tickers are your lifeline. First off, we have to talk about the absolute king of the recession. The undisputed heavyweight champion of the downturn, Walmart, ticker symbol WMT. Bros, do not sleep on this beast. I know. In a bull market, you turn your nose up at it. You think it's boring. You think it's for the pores. But let me tell you something scary. When the music stops, when the liquidity crunch hits, when your asset values get slashed in half and your boss calls you into his office to tell you that your job is being outsourced to AI, Walmart is going to be your best friend. It is the bedrock of the American economy. Why do I call it the king of countercyclicality? Because the logic is brutal but undeniable. Think about it. When the recession hits, all those upper middle class folks who are currently shopping at Whole Foods, buying organic kale and overpriced quinoa, what happens to them? Their portfolios tank. Their home equity vanishes. Their ego breaks. And they are going to swallow that pride and walk right through the automatic doors of Walmart to save $5 on detergent. This is the trade down effect. It's real. Walmart is a black hole that sucks in every consumer who gets chewed up and spit out by the economy. Their supply chain is terrifyingly efficient. They squeeze their suppliers until they bleed just to keep prices low. In a hard landing, which is exactly where we are heading, Walmart's parking lots are going to be packed. The lines at the register will be out the door. Buying Walmart stock is literally betting on the inevitable impoverishment of the American consumer. It's not just a stock, dude. It's a hedge against social collapse. Next up, we need to talk about a company so resilient, it's actually kind of frightening. Procter & Gamble, ticker PG. I call this the titanium shield. Imagine this scenario. The stock market goes to zero tomorrow. The banks close. The economy freezes. Are you going to stop washing your clothes? Are you going to stop brushing your teeth? Are you going to let your baby sit in a dirty diaper? No, you are not. That is the P&G thesis. Tide, Gillette, Pampers. These aren't just products. They are embedded in your nervous system. You are addicted to hygiene. And here is the kicker, the part that should make you drool. P&G has pricing power. That is the magic word. When inflation rips your face off, P&G raises prices. Do you stop buying Tide and switch to some generic sludge that ruins your clothes? No, you don't. You complain, you whine, but you pay up. That is a moat. That is a moat wider than the Pacific Ocean. And look at the dividends. They have raised their dividend for 67 consecutive years. Do you know what has happened in the last 67 years? The Cold War, the oil crisis, the dot-com bubble, 9/11, the Great Financial Crisis, the pandemic. The world has almost ended 5 times, and P&G just keeps cutting checks to shareholders. In the chaos that is coming, that cash flow is going to be more valuable than gold bars. Now, let's talk about liquid gold Coca-Cola, ticker KO. Do not make the mistake of thinking this is just a beverage company. This is a dealer of legal, socially acceptable addiction. It is a cash flow monster. Their distribution network is basically the 8th wonder of the world. You can go to the most remote village in Africa where they don't have running water, they don't have electricity, but guess what? They have a cold bottle of Coke. That is penetration. That is dominance. And here is the psychological play. In a depression, people can't afford a new Tesla. They can't afford a vacation to Hawaii. They can't even afford a new pair of Nikes. But you know what they can afford? A $2 bottle of sugar water that gives them a tiny dopamine hit for 5 minutes. That is the lipstick effect in action. It is affordable luxury. As a dividend king, their payout is so consistent, it's boring. But when your tech stocks are down 80% and you're crying in the shower, that notification that your Coke dividend just hit your account is going to be the only thing keeping you sane. Since we are talking about liquids, we have to talk about the nemesis. But honestly, you need both. PepsiCo, ticker PEP. A lot of you guys think Pepsi is just Coke's little brother. Wrong. Dead wrong. Pepsi is a food giant disguised as a soda company. They own Frito-Lay. They own Doritos, Cheetos, Quaker Oats. This gives them diversification that Coke doesn't have. Think about the dark times ahead. When you are unemployed, sitting on your couch, stressed out of your mind about how to pay the rent. What are you doing? You are stress eating. You are crushing a bag of Doritos and washing it down with a Mountain Dew. Cheap, high-calorie comfort food is the ultimate recession coping mechanism. Pepsi has this snacks plus beverages twin-engine jet that flies through turbulence like it's nothing. Economic boom, people eat snacks. Economic crash, people eat more snacks. It is an armored tank for your portfolio. Now, let's pivot to the sector that literally keeps people alive. Healthcare. This is non-negotiable demand. You have to own Johnson & Johnson, ticker J&J. I say this name with total reverence. Do you know that J&J is one of the only companies left on the face of the earth with a AAA credit rating? Do you understand what that means? The credit rating agencies think Johnson & Johnson is more likely to pay its debts than the United States government. The US government shuts down over debt ceilings. J&J does not. Their balance sheet is a fortress. Even if the banking system melts down, J&J will be standing there amidst the rubble. They have the medical devices that surgeons need, and they have the drugs that patients need. Buying J&J is buying the foundation of modern medicine. When the market is in pure panic mode, when credit is freezing up, J&J is the safe harbor where you park your capital so it doesn't incinerate. Then there is Merck, ticker MRK. I call this one the bear market assassin. Why? Because they have the holy grail of oncology, Keytruda. This is the best-selling drug on the planet. And here is a dark, twisted fact of life. Cancer does not care about the Federal Reserve. Cancer does not check the CPI print before it spreads. Cancer doesn't care if we are in a recession or a depression. If you get sick, you will sell your house. You will sell your car. You will do whatever it takes to get that treatment. That demand is completely inelastic. Keytruda is a money printer. While the rest of the market is dumping because Jerome Powell sneezed, Merck is going to be churning out cash because they own the patent on survival. It is the offensive weapon in your defensive line. And you cannot forget United Health Group, ticker UNH. This is the absolute apex predator of the American healthcare system. You guys know how broken the system is. You know how expensive insurance is. Well, United Health is the one collecting the toll. They are the middleman mafia. They squeeze the doctors, they squeeze the hospitals, and they jack up premiums on you. Inflation and medical costs? No problem. They just pass it on to the consumer. They are the largest health insurer in the country. It's basically a tax on being alive in America. Is it morally questionable? Maybe. Is it a phenomenal investment when the economy is tanking? Absolutely. It is a profit machine that runs on autopilot. Their earnings consistency is enough to make a tech bro jealous. Finally, we need the ballast, the boring stuff, the stuff that puts you to sleep, utilities. Duke Energy, ticker DUK, and the Southern Company, ticker SO. I know. But Doomer, utilities are for grandmas. Yeah? Well, grandma isn't going broke in the next crash. These are legal monopolies. If you live in their territory, you are their customer, period. You have no choice. Whether you just lost your job or you just won the lottery, you have to turn the lights on. You have to heat your house in the winter. This guarantees revenue stability that no tech company can dream of. And here is the macro play. When the recession hits, what is the Fed going to do? They are going to panic and cut interest rates. When rates drop, bond yields drop, and where does all that smart money go? It floods into high dividend utility stocks. These things are bond proxies. They are going to catch a massive bid when the pivot happens. They are the anchor that keeps your ship from drifting out to sea. Okay, I gave you the list, but I can already hear the comments section typing away. But bro, these are boomer stocks. Where is the growth? I want a 10x bagger. I want to go to the moon. Shut up. Just shut your mouth. Put your greed away. Do you want to be right or do you want to be broke? Let me prove to you that this isn't just my opinion. Let's look at the receipts. Let's look at history. Because history is a cruel teacher, but it never lies. Rewind to 2022. Do you remember 2022? Inflation was sky high. The Fed was hiking rates like maniacs. The Nasdaq crashed 33%. The S&P 500 lost nearly 20%. Your Tesla was cut in half. Your Amazon was slaughtered. But what did our bear market assassin Merck do? It went up 45%. Did you hear me? The market crashed, and Merck rallied 45% because money was fleeing to safety. Coke went up 7%. Pepsi went up 4%. While you were crying over your crypto wallet, the boomers holding these stocks were laughing all the way to the bank. That is the power of staples in healthcare during inflation. Go back to 2020, the COVID crash. The world was ending. The S&P dropped 34% in a month. It was pure terror. But Walmart? Walmart barely moved. It was down maybe 3% or 5%. Why? Because while everyone was selling their stocks, they were running to Walmart to hoard toilet paper and canned beans. Walmart became critical infrastructure. If you held Walmart, you preserved your capital so you could buy the dip later. And the big one, 2008, the great financial crisis. The entire banking system collapsed. The S&P 500 fell 38.5% in a year. People lost everything. But Walmart? In Katizer Njolz, Walmart stock went oop. Tizen Njolz a saint. Oop. In the worst economy since the Great Depression. That is the counter-cyclical power I am talking about. When people are broke, Walmart thrives. So guys, what is the bottom line here? The bottom line is don't be a hero. This market is trading at 30 times earnings. We are in the 99th percentile of valuation. We are dancing on the rim of a volcano. The liquidity crunch is coming. When the credit window slams shut, those high-flying tech stocks with no earnings are going to go to zero. They are going to be incinerated. But this list, Walmart, P&G, Coke, Pepsi, J&J, Merck, United Health, Duke, Southern, this is your survival kit. Your goal right now is not to get rich. Your goal is to not get poor. Capital preservation is the name of the game. Rotate your capital out of the casino and into the fortress. Think of this as putting on a parachute before the plane engines explode. You might feel FOMO now watching the bubble expand a little more. But when the rug gets pulled, when the margin calls start ringing, when your neighbor is weeping because his retirement account is gone, you will thank me. You will kiss the ground. Stop gambling. Get liquid. Get safe. Only the paranoid survive in this game. That's the reality check you needed today. Stay liquid, stay safe, and I'll see you on the other side of the crash, if there is another side. Peace out.